Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photoshop quick tip. Today we're just going to have a little bit of creative fun. We're going to go ahead and show you how to create a creative summertime poster. I have it up here on the screen, give you an example of what we're going to attempt to make. And we're just going to have a little bit of fun. And this will hopefully build up some of your photography skills, your photographic Photoshop skills, and have some fun on top of it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Well, first thing I need to do is get rid of all this work. So I'm just going to turn around and highlight that and get to the top layer, hold the shift key, and then right click and move them all to the trash. Or I can just drag them down to the trash. And there we go. We just have the background image. All right. So now we have a blank canvas and we're ready to get to work. Well, first thing is we're going to turn around and put our title up on our thing, and we'll just I'm going to use American Captain font. You can use any font you wish. And I'm going to type summer. And then I'm going to use the move tool and move it in position. And when you do this and you choose your own font, make sure you get it nice and wide font so it has a lot of image to fill with. And that looks pretty good right there. And so let's I'll put this thing. I find this context bar that they put into Photoshop just recently. I first liked it, but now it's becoming an annoyance because it's always popping where I don't want it to be and interfering with my workflow. So I may wind up turning it off permanently. But anyhow, I digress. So we have our summertime thing, and now we're going to take the rectangle tool and select it. And now I want you to just draw a rectangle out, okay? Just approximately to the letters, okay? And drop it out like that, and then just extend it down. Okay? And if you need to make adjustments, you can drag any of the handles you need. Okay? And then hit enter when you have it done. And so we have our first one done. And now what I want you to do is, with this layer selected, I just want you to hit the Alt or Option key, okay, and drag another one out. That's a very cool thing right now. With this layer here, hold the Alt or Option key, don't let go, drag it out, and I can drag out another one. All right? And I can keep this process over and over. Control or Option, and I'm making duplicate bars all the way across without having to work on it. Okay? Okay, so there we go. We've got enough bars for each letter. Now I need to adjust them. So on each layer, I'm going to Command or Control T, and that's going to give me the free transform. I'm going to hold the Shift key down so way I move the handle so I can get real accurate control. And when I'm done with each one, okay, I hit that. So I'm adjusting it. On this one, Command or Control T, and now I'm just adjusting the width so that it matches the letter font that we're working with. And when I'm done, enter, and keep repeating the process until we have completed every letter in the word. Okay, and we'll do two more. Command and Control T, and thing. And I'm hoping you're going to take away from this one this week is the ability to come in here and have some fun. Okay? Not to be so serious, but let your creative juices flow. Okay? Take your imagination and make it grow. All right, so now we have all our rectangles below the things, and they're running down. That's looking great. So I'm going to start down at the bottom one on the right, and I'm just going to go on to the second one. And I'm going to go Command and Control T again. See how this context bar got in my way? and I had dragged it all the way out of here. So I'm thinking about turning it off because it doesn't stay where I keep it. All right, so now I'm going to just drag this up a little and enter. And then I'm going to come to this one and Command and Control T, and I'm going to do the same thing. And then this one here, Command and Control T, and Command and Control T again. Okay, and there we go. We've got our little geometrical design flow. Okay, and that'll make a nice thing. Now, I mean, the hard work is really done. Now we could turn around and just pick one of our own images to go with the theme of whatever we're making, whether it's a summer vacation or a getaway or whatever the case may be. We just select one of our photos, and I picked this one here. Okay, this one represents a good photo, and I'm just going to click and drag it with the Move tool and drop it in on the image here. All right, and I'm going to move it up and move it into the frame. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now, I want to have this picture be clipped by the letters and all the rectangles that we made. And you say, well, that sounds pretty hard, right? But it's actually very easy. We're going to take the first triangle layer, and we're going to come down to the summer layer, which is the font. Hold the Shift key, and then click, which will highlight all of them. Okay? And then I want you to come down, and I want you to click the folder, because we're going to make them a group. And now all those layers are now put into the group for us. Okay? So that makes things a lot simpler. All right. So now the magic, okay? Now the magic happens. So what do? We say, take this picture and this layer, but clip it by the group. How do you do that? You could just simply hold your mouse between the two layers and hold the older Option key, and you'll see that it goes to a down arrow. I'm going to show you again. Just click in the middle, and now it clips by the group. Is that not cool? Not amazing? Okay, and it's so simple to do. Now we have this great effect. Now all we need to do is just put the finishing touches on it. So I'll turn around and take another text tool, and I'll call this Getaway, and change the font on this one to, that looks pretty good, A Bunk. Use the Move tool and move it into position. And this is a creative thing now, right? So no wrong or right. And I want to change the color of the font. So maybe I'll, maybe a yellow or something like that. And there we go. That's looking pretty good. And I want to put a drop shadow on it so there's a little bit of separation between it. So I'll hit drop shadow. There we go. That's just enough separation between it. And then I'll turn around and have a little self-promotion here. I'll take my company logo and I will drag it into the picture. And now we need to resize. Command and Control T, and we size it up to what we want. Okay. And there we go. And let's see what else we need. I think we're actually pretty good. So there we go. Man, maybe I'll put a drop shadow on that logo. Put a drop shadow on it just to give it a little separation between the two. And that's looking pretty good. And I think there we go. There we have our summertime getaway vacation. And it's such an easy technique. Now, if you really want to be, get down to the nitty gritty, you can even come down and do some fine tuning on where the letters and the bars, rectangles meet, like right here on this one here. Okay. So if I come into the group, right, open up the group, and then I pick that triangle, I could see that maybe I wanted to match the slope of this. If I want to go to that detail, just select that layer, create a mask. So that puts a mask on that layer. And the rules of the mask: white reveals, black conceals. So what do I want to do? I want to conceal a portion of this rectangle. So in order to do that, I need to turn around and just paint in there. And I could do it a number of ways, but I come in, take a paintbrush in black. All right. And then I could just tap it in and size it in how I want. Okay. And then therefore it blends in much nicer what it is. And you could take the time to do that or not. Okay. It's entirely up to you. It's your creative process. But there you go. A little bit of creativity, a little bit of fun, and at the end you have something great that you can even hang on the wall. Give to friends, give to neighbors. And I'll tell you what the heat wave is. I wouldn't mind being where that lady is in that pool right there. It looks pretty darn comfortable. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week. Till next week, you take care.